then it makes the wedding day, I'd say, significantly easier. You can just use the augmented reality app to see, so track at what point in time are you going to lose that light. And just hold hands facing this way. Lovely. Try to not have a tree coming out of the back of your head.
See, in this photo, you'd be keeping an eye on the background, so you don't want to be blowing out that sky.
And just being mindful of that sun. So obviously the direction of the light's kind of coming down this way. So rather than having them kind of huddled up facing this way, so like cuddled this way, if we kind of huddle them in this way, that light will be on their faces. So you're allowed to look happy. I won't tell you off. So kind of using that sun and like the reflective bit on the ground to kind of, again, just like contrast. It's literally the same photo that I did yesterday in that pool of water at Piha, right? It's the same principle. You've airplayed from your laptop, eh? You've airplayed to a TV from here, eh? Do a little workshop-y. Should be a good time. We're gonna do a shoot, talk some practical stuff. Just trying to figure out how to share this thing. I haven't done a workshop in years, literally years. Like
You haven't?
Yeah, like probably 4 years.
I wish I could help. I don't know anything about photography.
Speak and learn. Teach. Cool. Prep. Who, what, when, where, why. So obviously engagement shoots. I include an engagement shoot in all my wedding packages. I think it's an epic way to get to know your couples and for them to get to know you. It takes a lot of pressure off taking photos on the day, so that when you rock up, you're not a random stranger that they've maybe talked to over Zoom or had a coffee with, but they haven't seen you with a camera. So if you show up on the day, they see you with the camera, they're like, oh yeah, sweet, we've done this before, we're gonna fucking nail this. Then it makes the wedding day, I'd say, significantly easier. Chris might have different opinions, but I think it's super valuable. So I charge them out at like $650 for a 1 hour shoot. If people just want to do an engagement shoot, but I always encourage like, hey, it's $650 or free in any of my wedding packages. If you are not quite sure, if you haven't set a date yet, and you're not ready to book a wedding package, you can pay for your engagement shoot now, and I'll take that off the cost of your package later on, as a bit of like an easy way in to get them to commit or feel like they've kind of already committed it in a way to a wedding package.
I do it free for full day packages only.
Yeah. I'd say generally I probably have like an 80% uptake on people actually doing the shoot. But there's always a few people that just never get around to it or don't really care to or whatever. And generally it's the people that book shorter packages, which kind of goes back to what Chris was saying about only offering it for full day packages. It is also
it's just not worth the money otherwise.
Yeah.
So I'm charging like $3,500 for 5 hours. An engagement shoot's like $700. So like, I'm not going to take $700 over $3,500 package.
Yeah, fair enough. I find people that book my smaller packages just don't do them anyway. It's generally only the people that book me for full days that end up doing it.
Yeah, even the full day ones, I get some people that just don't do it.
Yeah. Engagement shoots, I generally try to do around sunsets, just because that's the best chance to get really epic light. I find having epic light for an engagement session takes the pressure off having epic light on a wedding day. You know, wedding day sunset's always ideal, sure, but especially in Auckland for the last like 18 months, just a write-off, honestly.
It's the most important thing by miles as well at the time.
Totally.
Like I get heaps of comments on my YouTube channel saying, oh, your photos are great straight out of camera, mine aren't like that. And then they send me photos and they're all like during lunchtime. It's like, well, if you do it during golden hour, you've got a great head start, and it's an engagement shoot's epic portfolio stuff.
Yeah, totally.
For your Instagram and all that.
Yeah. That said, like, you can have a shit sunset and still make really nice photos and not have to leverage things like off-camera flash or anything, right? Like, you just have to pull a little bit more out of your couple and make them really, the more they engage with each other, generally the better the photos turn out. Epic light's nice, epic places are great, but at the end of it, you're delivering 50 to 100 photos or whatever of these two people that want photos of them. So light's nice, but engaging, I think, is probably the critical piece, and just leveraging your personality and who you are, and how you shoot, as much as possible to, I guess, set the scene, set people at ease. The couple I shot last night, like I said earlier, it was the first time for me meeting them, and it'll be the first time I meet the couple tonight. They're total randos. I don't have any connection to them. I found them on a community Facebook group, but they're really lovely, and I'll show you guys a picture of them. I'll kind of do an intro to them shortly. Where's it going with that? Oh, at the end of the shoot, they were like, "Thank you so much for this, and thank you for making us feel so comfortable." I think having that experience of just being chill in your approach, not being in their face, not being super hypo, although it works for some people, being hypo and jumping all over the place. So generally for like an engagement shoot, I would take I'd take a wide angle, and I would take a like a 50mm or a 55mm 1.8 for Sony, and that would be it. Last night I was lazy and I just took one body and one lens just to see how it goes. Couples generally don't know what they want out of it. I think they just want some really lovely photos in a nice place with some nice light, hopefully. So
it's quite different. Now I only ever take one body and one lens.
Oh yeah.
I only ever take 35mm one body, or a 24mm one body.
Yeah. I only have at the moment all I have is a 24mm and that GFX, the 80mm on that, which is like a 60mm equivalent.
But you'll find what you like more anyway. You just roll with it.
And
there's no right answer for that.
No, it comes down to...
You definitely don't need two
stuff.
lenses for that kind of shoot.
No.
But like, if that's what you like, do it.
Yeah. 24 is quite niche though. Like,
I wouldn't recommend 24. Yeah, but like 35 or higher.
24 for a beach would be great.
That's great. It's just a learning curve.
Yeah, totally.
I've done videos on that.
Yeah, Chris has lots of YouTube resources on this sort of stuff. So I'd take two bodies, two lenses, except last night. I'll show you a few photos from that shortly, potentially on the next slide. Nope, 2 more slides. Last night I just shot a 50mm, which was really nice. Keep it nice and simple. I think primes are great. Zooms are also great, just depending on the scenario. I think primes probably push you to be a little bit more creative in the situation, whether that's just focusing on composition rather than considering what focal length to use.
You learn faster, I think, on primes. you learn how to be better faster.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's probably right.
Because if you have like a 24-70, it's like having fucking 50 different lenses in one, and like your galleries can look inconsistent. And most people you find, like I've done mentoring sessions with people, and they use a 24-70, but they want to get a prime. You can go into your Lightroom catalog and check what focal length you've taken photos at on that lens. Most people, you open it, it's like all 50, 52, 48mm, all around that. It's like buy a 50mm. Or if it's like 35mm, buy a 35mm.
Yeah.
And then you learn to be more creative.
Yeah. Yeah, location planning. So I guess we've kind of already, dropped a S-bomb in there. Sorry if it's shit. So considerations, we've already talked about this actually. We've talked about all of this already, except photo pills and Sunseeker, but I'll run through it anyway. So did the couple have a meaningful place that you could shoot at? If it's shit, how do you let them down gently or integrate that into a wider plan? So for example, like if someone's like, oh my God, can we please do our engagement shoot in our backyard because we have a really lovely orange tree? And I'm like, no. But I'll give you like 14 reasons why. Like these other locations are better. I think variety is really key in a location. So a place like...
And you need movement.
Yeah, I would always encourage people to go to a place that has more variety. Because I get bored in one little space. Was it me? Was it someone else? No, cool. Sometimes if a location is on the way to a location that I want to shoot at, or that I'm encouraging someone to shoot at, I'll say, hey, okay, cool, let's meet at this place that you want to do. We'll do 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and then we'll move on to where we're actually going. And I'll just, I'm not going to charge anything extra. I won't tell them that, but I'd rather people be happy and content in their photos, and have even if it's a shit photo in my point of view, have a photo that's more meaningful, and then get to do some nice stuff somewhere else.
I'll often jump in with them as well, like where we're going tonight with the 2 locations. When we go to the second location, most people would probably get in their car and you follow them or whatever. I'll usually get in their car and sit in the back and get photos of them holding hands in the car, driving to the next spot, all that kind of shit.
Can I ask just with
Yeah.
how much time do you think is appropriate to make a call?
I'll just communicate with a couple on that. Be like, hey guys, are you happy to wait until, let's say, 2 o'clock on the day? We'll see how the weather goes. If you want to call it off now, fine, that's cool. If you want to make other plans, I'm generally quite happy to wait it out and see how the weather turns out. It's like here, we'll go through 5 seasons in an hour. So it's hard to. It sucks to call it off, and then at sunset you look outside and it's like crazy pink, purple skies and super beautiful, and you're like, I should have just gone.
I'll usually communicate with them like a day or 2 before if it looks like it's going to be shit.
Totally.
I'll be like, it looks like it's going to be shit weather, but let's see how it goes and make a call like 3 hours before.
Yeah.
And then be like, yeah, let's postpone it. But because then they know it might be postponed, it's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
But you don't want to not communicate and then 3 hours before be like, let's postpone.
Yeah.
Because they're probably done a lot of couples will have makeup trials done from their makeup artist for the wedding that they've paid for.
Yeah.
So just communication with any of this business is the biggest thing.
Yeah, totally. And then just a couple fun tools to help with location planning and I guess planning sunsets and seeing where the sun will be at X time and blah blah blah. PhotoPills and Sunseeker are two apps that you can download. I think PhotoPills probably cost $10 or $15. Sunseeker is probably about the same, but basically it gives you a Google Maps view of the whole world. You drop a pin at a certain place, and it'll tell you when the sun is coming up and from what angle.
It also has augmented reality, so if you're at the beach, you can open the app and it will show your camera and where the sun will be at that time.
I'm gonna show you guys now.
PhotoPills is the best, but it's like $15 for a one-off cost. You just buy it.
And I've had it for 10 years now. And they update stuff all the time, add new features. So I really should have cast this to the screen earlier. Oh, look at that! I was using it to plan a shoot down at Mount Tongariro not too long ago. Where are we now? So. I'll come show you guys in just a sec, but so the app, so I've dropped a pin here, and it'll tell me the sun rises at the yellow, so yellow at 7:33 this morning, and then it'll set this direction at 5:12. Is that right? That could be right. At any point in time, and you want to know on X date, where will the sun be at certain times, or when will the sun set behind a hill or a mountain or whatever? Because we want to ensure we get direct sunlight, whatever. You can just use the augmented reality app to see track at what point in time are you going to lose that light. Super cool.
And only a one-off cost.
Yeah, like $15 or something.
Yeah.
So I might just maybe chat through my approach for last night. last night's shoot, because it was a good one. Had an epic sunset, really lovely couple. And they brought this really cool blanket from one of their friends. It was like a Maori designed made in New Zealand blanket that was super cool. So this was all shot with just the 50mm 1.2, which is nice and creamy. And a lot of this is just getting the couple to interact with each other, not really with me. Like, I don't think any of these are actually, no, they're not looking at me. It's either walking or cuddling up in a blanket, having a little chat, watching the sunset, which was off this way. Just some little detail photos of their hands. Again, hands walking on the beach is quite nice.
That's a perfect example of having your recipe as well, because like you'll find after like 5 or 6, 10 shoots, you'll have like, you want to be able to change shit up, but you'll have the same recipe that if things aren't going well or it's a new location or whatever, you can just do the same shit over and over and over again, but it's always going to look different because a different couple, different light, different clothes.
Yeah.
But like, you know, in terms of like posing and direction, you'll have the same kind of thing that you'll do.
I do the same thing every time.
Yeah.
Every single time.
And like you'll grow when you mix it up, but you need to have that base recipe. Let's think of it as like cooking food, you know what I mean? Like you have one recipe that you make all the time that's just awesome. But like sometimes you mix it up a bit to like grow and like add something to it. It's the same with this. Yeah.
Totally. And you can actually, you prompt people to do certain things, but you shoot that in a million different ways. As well, different angles, different focal lengths. Yeah. There's a couple more. A little bit more posy, a little bit more staged, less kind of, well, I guess these are all kind of posy in a way, but again, a few more. But just lots of nice, just interactions with each other. I'm not sure if any one of these photos I've actually asked them to look at me.
I usually tell, that's a good point.
Probably an oversight.
Quite often when we start the shoot, I'm like, all right, we're just going to go for a walk. And, we're just 3 mates going for a walk. I'll tell them, I'll often run off if I see something cool and just, and I tell them when I hold the camera up, don't worry, you don't have to look at me. Like, pretty much don't look at me unless I ask you to. Like, this is the kind of things I tell them. So I'll be like, yeah, don't feel like you have to look at me. If I hold the camera up to you, just look at each other or look around or whatever, unless I ask you to, just to take, because you have to remember these people have probably never had professional photos taken. So they don't know what the fuck's going to happen.
Yeah.
So,
and I think people are a lot more comfortable, to be honest, not having that like really formal photo taken. Like if they can get epic images and just be with each other, or enjoy sunset, or just be in their environment, I think it's a lot more natural than something that's quite posy. I think family photos, sure, of course, posed, or certain wedding formal portraits, sure, just look straight into the camera. But I think a lot of this stuff is nicer, not looking straight into the lens. Yeah. Couple more things, but I would normally lean really heavily into like my 24mm lens. I love that thing for wide scapes of like landscapes. But last night I didn't bring it, and I saw this kind of scene and I fucking kicked myself for not. Still turned out nice, but yeah, really would have loved it. But you back up a little bit, you move, you kind of think a little bit differently about how you would compose something where you'd normally shoot super wide. How do I do this more zoomed in?
we're going to go, eh?
Yeah, yeah, cool. Let's do it. That bag? Yes. Is that all right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to steal your stuff, I promise.
Oh, I don't.
He might.
Might do.
You just want to accessorize.
Yeah. Do you have phones, keys,
got a
anything?
phone.
Can I hold that here? Or you can pop it in your... Oh, actually, I'll just pop it in here if that's okay.
Put it in the bag. It's a great bag.
It's a great little bag. strap it around my waist and
Yeah,
turn it into a little
it's
bum bag.
so
That'd be great.
versatile.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. Wallet, keys, anything else?
No.
Sweet. Okay, cool. Let's go for it.
Cool.
So we'll go nice and slow. Take it super chill. This will essentially just be us creeping on you as you guys go for like a little foresty walk.
Lovely.
Yeah, just eight followers. 2, 4, 6, 8. Just creeping in the bushes, hiding behind trees.
Extremely awkward.
Just
Yeah,
another walk.
yeah. Just another day in West Auckland. Yeah, hopefully less stabby than the usual stuff, but yeah, like honestly, probably the first like 10 minutes are me taking absolutely trash photos, and then I get into a rhythm and kind of get a feel
Photos
for
start
light.
being good after like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, totally. Mental process of having someone take your photo. I like to do a bit of an icebreaker in the beginning, and I think Chris would probably do the same thing on most shoots. Kind of get them posing. Say, okay, guys, this is
Bit
going
tough
to
to wait.
be the hardest. Oh yeah, true. This is going to be the hardest photo of the whole day. Smile, 3, 2, 1, done. Then relax. That's the hardest bit about it, from like a mental point of view. Hey guys, could you hang there for just a sec? Just hang there, just in the middle of that bridge for me. And just hold hands facing this way. Yeah. Lovely. Lovely.
Epic.
All right, looking good. 3, 2, 1. Looking at each other. And can you just, hey bro, can you chuck your hand in your pocket for me? That left one? Yeah, nice. Nice. All right, 3, 2, 1. Awesome.
You'll always want to be quite far ahead.
So just walk nice and slow for me.
You feel super awkward yet?
Is it super weird?
No, it's fine. I like making her uncomfortable.
That's good.
Nice. Lovely. If you
Perfect.
chuck that hand in your pocket for me. Yeah. And then kind of come up behind him just a little bit and kind of cuddle into his, kind of from around the back of his arm. Like so if you, like this, yeah, and kind of cuddle up into him. And maybe hold those hands together. Yeah, nice. Cool. And maybe pop your right hand like on the like lower back. Yeah, nice. Cool. Try to not have a tree coming out of the back of your head as best as I can.
You want the photo to them
And
to
then back at each other.
darker,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then you just change
You just
it.
see in this photo, you'd be keeping an eye on the background,
Right,
so you don't want to be blowing out that sky.
right.
That A1 sounds crazy.
I know, it's so good. I want it so bad. Go, just go back the same way, or come back the same way you, went that way? Yeah, perfect, lovely. Looking at each other. Ah. To be honest, I don't think it matters too much. That GFX is nuts with highlight recovery. Yeah. So we'll shoot back there. I'm just I'm clearing a couple trees. Yeah. Surprise, guys. Yeah, just getting rid of some of this messy stuff saves me from having to do it in post, which I am not good at. So pretty cruisy. Just hold hands and walk down and then walk back.
Okay, cool. How far down do you want us to go?
Maybe just until is it like a cover tree right over there?
Yeah.
Just kind of around that bend.
Okay.
And then walk back. Yeah,
Perfect.
cool. And yeah, try to center it as much as you can, but it's a pretty narrow path, so. Same kind of like twiggy.
And like look at each other every now and then.
Cool, and just come on back. Nice and slow, looking at each other for me.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, nice.
Don't look at us, it creeps us out.
Yeah, lovely. This is where I would really love to have a wide angle, like that 24 or a 35. Because if we get them in.
You want 35?
No, that's fine. No, I'm gonna, for the principle, I'm gonna shoot this. Okay, so you guys can come back just a little bit and just hang tight there. Just hang out for like. That's a really cool hangout pose. Just the hand on hip. Yeah, so this is nice. It's a lot tidier than that space over there. Obviously, those wonky trees off that way, and all these trees are this way. Whereas this is kind of almost a bit of an arch, and it's a little bit more interesting with this Kawakawa on the right. And it's always nice to have like a bit of foreground texture, or I try to where I can. So what I'll do is I'll kind of get them in a place where I can use some of this Kawakawa and shoot through a bit of it and get some interesting greenery stuff happening in the foreground. And just being mindful of that sun. So obviously the direction of light is kind of coming down this way. So rather than having them kind of huddled up facing this way, so like cuddled this way, if we kind of cuddle them in this way, that light will be on their faces, so it's kind of pops out from the background a little bit more. All right, guys. Oh, actually, yeah, come forward just a little bit for me. Just into there. That's cool. Yeah, nice. Actually, could I get you just facing each other? Just full on facing each other. Yep. And you can hold those two hands together. Yeah. Nice. And then just like smash your bits together. Just get. I mean, you don't have to go that hard. Settle down. Settle down. Yeah. So here it's not full like framed greenery, but in this frame, kind of just halfway up. Kind of. Yeah. You can jump in here if you'd like. Like a bit of greenery over here, and then kind of these like stark white trees on this side. Just put your faces nice and close together. Yeah, give her. Oh yeah.
That's like perfume. That wasn't me, that was you.
What do you mean?
Something crunched.
Where?
Something crunched. So I did do a lower angle back there, but back there, the ground is like half a meter higher. Yeah. So when I was
that's different as
when
well.
I was back there,
he's not shooting up; he's still kind of level.
Oh, I see.
See, they're higher in the frame.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
so you still got all that kind of nice, like the leading line on the ground and that nice kind of foreground. Yeah, it was. Yeah, certainly more waist level. Can you just give her a little kiss on the forehead? Just a little. Nice. I love staffies. Just little balls of muscle with legs. Hello. Hello. Hi. So sweet. Hey, how's it going? And maybe, actually, yeah, if you could just pop in the middle of the path here. Back that way a little bit. Sorry, I'll give you, yep, there we go, cool. And just face me front on. And just hold hands. Nice, perfect. The classic Nana shot. Like all of the other photos that we'll take today are like artistic or like different angles and stuff, but like I say, like Nana just does not give a shit about any of that other stuff. She just wants to see like you guys looking at the camera, middle of the road. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. You are allowed to look happy. I won't tell you off. I'm kidding. Just looking at each other. Yeah, nice. So I don't really know what I'm doing here, but I'm trialing it out, which is how I shoot a lot. I tend to just let people be in a space and then try a couple different things. Don't look at me. Okay. Look at each other.
You're doing waist up.
Yep, pretty much waist up. Not cutting hands off. No, you're fine. All good. You guys happy with what you have here? You all good? Sweet. Cool. All right.
Which way, Zoe?
We're going to go back to the cars and then we'll head down to Maori Bay and do the same thing down there. Cool. Ash. Can you guys just hold hands there? Nice. No, keep walking, that's cool. Just look back toward the sunset. Yeah, keep walking, nice. And looking at each other. All right, so if we hang here for just a sec, do you want to do something? Okay. That's fine. Cool, so if you guys just hold hands and walk back along that way toward Gannett Rock, but staying on this little glossy bit of ground, and just avoid getting in the water if you can. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I just want to make sure that you guys stay dry-ish. Yeah, cool. Like some ground, like texture and depth. This stuff is kind of it's getting a little bit dry, so it's not as like reflecting and interesting. Keep coming back. Yeah, so I'm just going to walk forward into this glossier bit. Okay, sweet. So if you just face each other again, yeah, put your faces nice and close, wrap your arms around each other, keep each other warm. Yeah, nice. Maybe just go in kind of like forehead first and just, yeah, almost like a little hongy. Yeah, nice. What I might do is, could you take, sorry, I'm just going to touch your arm for a sec. Could you take this arm and kind of pop it up around here? Yeah, nice. Off. Yeah, show it off.
This is where I usually get it real nice and close.
Yeah. So for this, like I'm just going to start with something like that. So kind of using that sun and like the reflective bit on the ground to kind of, again, just like contrast. And it's literally the same photo that I did yesterday in that pool of water at Piha, right? It's the same principle, using like a reflective surface behind them, backlighting to create like that silhouette. It'd look mean on that. Get up in there. And so if you lift your camera, so now they're fully in that. So that when no, it's fine. You can lift it in post. It'll be fine.
That exposure's good. You could go a tiny bit brighter if you wanted.
Could you just relax his hand for me and just kind of, yeah, nice. And I'm just going to be a little bit pedantic and just, bloop. Nice. That's a really beautiful ring. It's really cool. All right, guys, we're just going to come up here a little bit because I think this water's the tide's coming in a tiny bit. But you can stay right where you are, and then just come up behind her. Just give her like some little snuggles from behind. Yeah, cool, nice. Maybe could you pop this hand up over her shoulder? Yeah, nice. And yes, yeah, amazing. Yeah, so you can kind of like lean into each other and cute. There's also kind of an interesting little angle over here where she's catching a good bit of the light, and this hill behind is quite dark. I'm just gonna keep an eye on this water. Yeah, we should go. Go, 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 go.
Get photos of them running out of it as well.
You guys are not as worried about this water as I am. Cool. So once that goes out, we can actually come back down onto the surface, only because it's nice and kind of like reflecty. Maybe onto here. Yeah. Can you guys just go out and do that same kind of thing? Yeah. Just lean into each other. You can just relax, deep breath, kind of snuggle in.
Nice.
Yeah, the snuggle from behind. Yeah, nice. She likes that one. That's quite, yeah. So there's a nice little composition over here as well, where it's not as dramatic as having that backlight in there, but yeah, they both get a bit of directional light on their face, and then she just kind of has that little
warmth there.
Yeah, a little bit of warmth, especially like from over here is quite nice.
Oh yeah.